Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and hang out with me for a bit, because today I'm going to be breaking down and reviewing Daisies, which is off of Justin Bieber's newest album called Swag. And this album was released on July 11th, so about 3 days ago from when I'm recording now.
Head is spinning and it don't know when to stop. Forever, baby.
So right away, this song starts off way differently than I ever thought it was going to. So the guitar that plays the intro here in the beginning is so unique and definitely not mainstream. It also might have some audio effects that adds weird little artifacts on some notes at the end of the guitar phrases. Or these artifacts might just be because of how the guitar is being played. The weird artifact almost sounds like the note was cut off by touching the string right after it was being plucked to stop the vibration or any more sound from coming out. So it's just like a very abrupt ding sound. The intro could also be two different parts, a bass guitar and a regular guitar, but I'm pretty sure it's one part. And in the beginning, the pulse or the tempo from the guitar is not steady. It kind of sways here and there off tempo, which is interesting. But when the beat comes in, it obviously steadies out the tempo and is uniform. Also, in the beginning here, I was listening to this song on Spotify and I was hearing a weird little click sound happening. A click sound like this usually happens when you have two audio tracks or two recording tracks next to each other. And you can hear that click happen right as it goes over where those two clips join. And usually you can fix that by just adding in a crossfade so that you don't hear the click. So to make sure it wasn't just Spotify, I listened to the song on YouTube and lo and behold, the click was gone. So I don't know if that click is a result of Spotify's loud meter policies and how they compressed it, or it's somehow an actual little mistake in the song that got uploaded to Spotify. But to me, it's hard to believe that it is an actual mistake. I think it's just a weird byproduct of the uploading process or something like that. So again, when the chorus drops, it's not even close to what I was expecting. So in the verse, right before the chorus, there's a percussion part that consists of a couple of cymbals along with everything else that hit kind of fast notes so that we can build up into the chorus.
If you need time, just take your time. Honey, I get it.
So right after that happened, I was expecting a very loud and very pop music-like chorus, except I was completely mistaken. All the instruments, which did have rhythmically interesting parts in the verse, throw all of that out the window and basically play on the basic quarter note pulse. So you just get the feeling of 1, 2, 1, 2, and the drum part was already kind of playing this 1-2 rhythm in the verse, but now in the chorus, since everything else is playing the 1-2 rhythm as well, it becomes more highlighted and exaggerated once the rest of the instruments join it.
I get it. Way you got me all in my head.
That rhythm does switch up just a tiny bit here and there, usually on the last word of Justin's lyrical line. And then between his lines, it goes back to the 1-2 pulse. But when it does switch out, it plays faster notes. Basically a bunch of triplets, so it changes into a 6/8 time signature. So the 6/8 time signature helps it kind of build up a little bit as Justin sings the end of a line.
How many days till I can see you again?
Another thing that accentuates the 1-2 feeling is the guitar and the bass both play a lower note on the 1 and then a higher note on the 2. So it gives that feeling of like a pendulum, so like da 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 da, or like a person wobbling when they walk, so da 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 da.
I get it. Way you got me all in my head.
For the verses, we go back to the more complex rhythm, meaning basically the guitar isn't playing the dim da, and instead playing that guitar rhythmical lick that we heard in the beginning.
You again, blowing kisses like will you catch 'em at night?
Now the bridge that happens right before the last chorus, I like to call kind of a freestyle because the beat drops out completely and we're left with Justin singing and a little guitar rhythmical line.
See you again.
Although halfway through the bridge, the drums do come back in, and it's more of a vibe. It sounds new and interesting because before that, we weren't really used to any rhythmical parts. Although during this part it feels like there's a lot of bass, so it just sounds very bass heavy here. And I think part of the reason is because when I was listening to this song with headphones, during this part I thought someone was actually trying to bash down my door. If you listen closely, you can hear like a very deep thudding bass sound that happens frequently, and like I said, it definitely sounds like someone's trying to bash down your door. So it's definitely a little weird, and in my opinion kind of muddies up the mix a little bit because I couldn't pay attention to any other element besides that thudding in my ear, and most of it was panned to the right side.
You got me all in my head. You got me all in my head.
Now that 1-2 feeling that happens in the choruses is definitely difficult to make big, just because the rhythm is so simple. So to give the last chorus some oomph, to be the last hurrah of the song, they add more parts of Justin singing, and they add a couple little more guitar licks here and there.
Take it, counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
Then the weird guitar takes over again at the end of the song, and halfway through, the drums come back in, except as a more chill, deep, and bassy version of itself, to give more of a laid-back vibe and to also show that this is not the main point of the song. Then to end the song, the guitar has one final little weird whirp sound, as I like to call it, which left just a little bit of a weird taste on my tongue. So this song definitely surprised me, and I had no way of predicting where the song was going to go. It gives me kind of like abstract painting kind of vibes. And there were a couple times during the song where I thought some of the instruments sounded like they were distorted, but they were actually supposed to sound a little bit watery. So it just made me feel like I was losing my mind. The 1-2 chorus, as I like to call it, was definitely interesting and definitely untraditional. And like I said, there were just so many weird noises throughout the whole song. Now I can confidently say that I didn't like the song, but can appreciate the unusualness of it. I feel like Justin can get away with this because he's Justin Bieber. Anyway, I'm gonna give this song a 6 out of 10 on the mellometer. Just because something is different doesn't mean it's automatically great. And I didn't like the choruses. Because of that 1-2 rhythm, it felt like the choruses were floating to a point where it made me uncomfortable because it didn't feel like there was a bass I could rest on while listening to the choruses. It made me a little bit uneasy. And since there wasn't anything in between the 1-2 rhythm, it gave a lot of space, and that's where I think the floating, empty feeling came from. I will commend Justin Bieber for doing something different though. And if you think Justin Bieber can do no wrong, don't worry, I understand, I get it. I will not hold that against you. And I mean, he is a good singer no matter what anyone says.
The way you got me all in my head, you got me all in my head.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tell me what you guys thought of Daisies by Justin Bieber in the comments below. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. And instead playing that guitar bassy. Thanks for lifting. I need to get one of those like noiseless air conditioners.